All right, everyone, welcome back to part 2 of a 2-part episode. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
The Idaho Business Podcast is sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. These guys are an institution when it comes to billboard advertising, traditionally or digital billboard advertising. They are represented from Pocatello all the way to Blackfoot, and they will tell you this is a great way, and I will tell you this is a great way to have top of mind awareness for your clients, your potential clients. There are some great things that still can be accomplished from billboards, even though we're in the Facebook and social media marketing, realms of the world right now. So if you contact Rob and you set up a 3-month deal to be on the billboard, he'll give you your installation for free, or your first month for free, excuse me. And again, you can go to idahobusinesspodcast.com, click on their logo, their name, and find their information to get that deal rolling for yourself. And they are fantastic at it. So go see them today.
Well, let's transition into our lightning round. Okay. And like we've talked before, we will definitely have you on again because I'd love to learn more about everything else you've done. So the lightning round is sponsored by my company, New Clean Commercial Cleaning. And the only place where it gives you the guarantee, and listen to this, Mary, our guarantee is called the We're Not Perfect guarantee. If we have an unsatisfactory service within 24 hours, we will fix it, or the cleaning is on us. So
I love that.
That's one thing that we stand by. We continue to serve our clients with. And if you call us or go on to our newclean.com and sign up for our janitorial solution huddle sales call that we have, you will get a free your 2 restrooms in any office that you have, your tile and grout clean for free. No ifs, ands, or but. It's just the offer that you will get if you mention that you heard about us on the podcast. So back to the lightning round, Mary. Did you have something to say? Sorry.
Yeah, I totally did.
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to cut you off.
Sorry. I'm so chatty. I love that because it makes me think of our motto, which is the same thing. It's like, we might not always get it right, but we'll never leave it wrong.
Exactly. And I love that.
Yeah.
A good one. I really like that. Yeah. Because obviously, we say this a lot in this podcast, obviously our businesses and the people within our businesses are not perfect, right. So if you can deal with imperfections here and there, you might be a fit, so, but if you're expecting perfection from someone else and you're not giving it yourself, we got to look at it.
You have to pitch this motto to your wife as well.
Yeah. As soon as I met her, I'm like, listen, I'm giving you the I'm not perfect guarantee, but yeah, I don't know how I bamboozled her into, be able to lock that down, but obviously I married way above myself. So
that's great.
Anyway, back to the lightning round here.
Ready.
Okay. What is maybe your favorite or best book / tool or software you've used recently or in the past that's just been a huge enlightenment or game changer for you?
Oh, best book is so tough. I really like, gosh, so many, but I'd say The God's Seed by Carol M. Stevens, I think. That's a great one. It's really about the, power that you have within you, how we all have that within us. And it's not a book that you'd sit down and read like casually. It's like you have to take it in by little chunks, and it is deep and powerful and enlightening, and it just enlivens your mind about who you are. And then The Game of Life. I can't think of who wrote it. It's a woman back in the 1920s, really powerful book, kind of in the metaphysical space about how you can start attracting what you want in your life. Two books that really changed my world.
I love it. And, I think some people think that's kind of a hokey pokey thing. They need to realize like what you think about and what you focus on is what you become. And that's just life, you know. I sidetrack here, but I'm going to tell you something. In Aberdeen, where I grew up, small town in Aberdeen, Idaho, I had a speech teacher, and this guy had a scruff voice, and he was just intimidating, but he was such a stud. And he one day we were in a speech class, and he said, "Listen, people, I need to tell you all something. There are 3 levels in life. There's a level that you're all on right now, which all you see is a rock, a beer can, and a sagebrush." And then he talked about the level up is a little bit nicer. I can't remember what was on that level. One of these days when I run into him, I would love to be able to get those levels right. And then the 3rd level, which was the nicest, obviously the pinnacle where you'd want to be. And after he got done describing all the different levels, he looked at us, he said, "Sadly, many of you will never see above the 1st level." But the funny thing is he probably did that because we were, really ticking him off that day or something.
Probably. Yeah.
But looking back, I understand that in a more full way, like it really is what you think about, what you do and what you focus on is what level of life you're going to be able to achieve, and not just financially, but like within your relationships with your spouse, your kids, with your community or your church. Everything is involved with all that.
100%. And for those that do think it's hokey pokey, I usually just bring up the late great Kobe Bryant. Go study what he studied, because oftentimes if they feel like that's really strange, they'll be the sports fans, which is great. I'm a big sports fan, and they can really see the value in that. And he really dialed in. He knew exactly what that ball looked like, smelled like, what the gym sounded like, what the sweat on his lip tasted like when that went through the net. And he saw it every single time in his mind over and over and over and replayed it. It's really sharp stuff. Really awesome.
I love it. Well, if we're going to get on basketball, I'm going to talk about Michael Jordan because I listened to
the best. Best.
I listen. We're not going to compare Kobe and Jordan. That's not what we're here for. But I was listening to a podcast with Ed Milet. I love Ed Milet. He's such a stud. And he had the physical trainer for Michael Jordan on. I can't remember his name now. And I've talked about this in my past episode. But he literally talked about how throughout his training days in the professional sports and basketball specifically, he said Michael Jordan was not the most athletically gifted athlete that he's ever been around. But his drive and his focus was beyond any other thing that any kind of athlete would be able to comprehend. That he saw people that could jump higher, that were faster, that were stronger, but they didn't make it anywhere within the league. So it's just like what you're talking about with Kobe Bryant. It's all about what you focused on and what your main desires are. So
love that.
I love it. Okay. What's the biggest myth business owners need to know the truth about?
The biggest myth, wow, that's a good one. I'd say that it's that you have to have a ton of money and have all the right connections to make money. I think it's all about, you got to know the right people, and you got to start a business. You've got to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I sure certain ones you do. And you need to be connected. You need to have money to start. But, we live in a really wonderful place here in America and in Idaho, and in a time where you can build a business globally, from Chubbuck, Idaho, if you wanted to. You have your possibilities are limitless. And it's really just a matter of what you want to create. Surround yourself with the right people. Yes, if you don't have them now, find them and surround yourself with the right people, because you're the average of the 5 people you associate with. So if you look around at your crew and you're like, this is not where I want my life to be going, find a different crew that's a level up, just like your teacher was talking about, and level up and surround yourself with those right people, and find out the way for you to find your passion that you love, that lights you up, because you can't go out and, light a fire in somebody else's life and get them connected with what you have unless it's burning brightly in you. Right. So you've got to be fired up about what you have, and then go out there and create and make it happen.
I like that a lot, because you look at any kind of drug addict, the first thing when you get out of rehab, they say is number one, stay away from the people that are in your circles that got you there, you know?
Yep.
It's huge. And it's not being selfish by saying that. It's not being selfish, but because if you have a desire, a higher desire to accomplish more, and you tell that group of friends, they're going to be the biggest haters. There's no way you're going to be able to do that. No, you're wrong. You don't know that stuff. You hear that enough, you're going to continue to think of that, and you're going to stay in that group. You're going to stay at that level.
100%. Yeah. We always tell people, don't take business advice from someone that you wouldn't trade bank accounts with.
So true.
Because the haters are the broke ones,
Yeah.
that aren't there. A person that's, developed with their mind and working hard, they're never going to be making fun of someone that's out there hustling, trying to make something happen.
Yep.
Never.
I had plenty of people, and even family, when I quit a corporate job with benefits and all that good stuff to start a cleaning company. They're like, you are dumb. I'm like, well, I think one of my teachers in my yearbook, for my senior yearbook, said that when I get older, he thought that I was going to be a professional janitor. So, that's I'm just bringing that to fruition. But I didn't have two nickels to rub together when I did that. And, I'm able to grow it from something so tiny to something that spans over 6 different cities and have 40 or more employees. And next year we'll have probably in the 60s. Like it's because I changed who I was hanging out with. And
Yep.
I had to tell the other people to say, I still love you, but I don't agree with you. And I don't agree.
Yeah.
That's the top of where I can be.
Yeah. Can we, like, everybody, wherever you're listening from, give like a giant round of applause for that? Like, I love nothing more than to see somebody take a vision that they have and grow it. And look at you. I'm so proud of you. I love seeing people just go out there and crush it. So nice work.
Same with yourself, man. That's incredible what you've been able to accomplish. So it's amazing. Okay. Well, last but not least, what is one question I should have asked that I didn't, and what would be your answer?
Something you should have asked, but you didn't. It would be, how do you fit in all that you fit in? Like, what is it that you do in your day to day? How do you make that happen? And that kind of goes with the business tool you were talking about earlier. It would be time blocking. I teach this a lot. It's kind of a place I've been pigeonholed into a lot of my trainings. I get asked to speak on time management a lot because I have 6 children. Yeah. If you're watching on the recording, you've seen 2 children try to pop in my door. It's great. I just did a little snap back behind me, and they went away. It's great. So how to time block, and what you're going to want to do is, first of all, figure out your priorities, what only you can do, and what brings you the most joy, and put those into your time blocking spaces. I'm carving out 30 minutes for this. I'm carving out 20 minutes for this. I'm carving out family dinner is a non-negotiable. It's at 5:30 p.m. And you block those times out, and you treat those like a business appointment. If I am on a work call and I've got time scheduled to be with my child, then I say, I'm so sorry, I'm walking into an appointment, and hang up, end it, go be where I need to be. So fill in your priorities first, and get those all blocked in and dial in that way. And so you can look up any time block scheduler online and find them. But that's my biggest piece of advice to get a lot accomplished in the day. It's not about how much, it's not about being busy. Being productive isn't about being busy. It's about, how much good quality stuff that you can get done. Exactly.
Don't be busy just to be busy,
Mm-hmm.
No, I like that a lot. And I'm huge on, especially when I'm feeling out of the loop, of sitting down, actually spending some time again, and just tracking what's my plan and what will I actually do, and then moving things around, because there's like, oh, I planned to do this, but no, I went water skiing instead. Oh, okay, cool.
You're still water skiing.
Oh yeah.
That's great. The only time I ever went water skiing was with you.
Well, you guys come back again. We'll bring your family out again.
Okay, we'd love that.
All right. Well, thank you, Mary, for coming on the show with us today. For those listening, if they wanted maybe some more information about what you do, and the butterfly campaign, or just more information about how to bring that positivity in their life, how would they get a hold of maybe you or your organization?
Probably best to just get a hold of me directly.
Okay.
So just through social channels are great. So I'm on Instagram and it's Mary Millward. So Millward is kind of a mouthful, I know. So Mary, and then Millward is Millward. And that is, that's where you find me on Instagram. Facebook, I'm Mary May Millward. For those of you Idahoans, I'm a May from Rockland, Idaho. So if you know May, that's my roots, and that's why I'm so happy to be coming back. I love Idaho. It's such a great place, and can't wait to be there, rubbing shoulders with all you great Idahoans.
Beautiful. Well, thanks again. And those that are listening, as always, stay away from the negative Nancy's. Misery only loves company. So, get away from that and those influences, and go out and dominate your week, your days, and be the happy person that you can be and that you should be. And to those listening, continue to share these episodes, especially this one. Mary is fantastic. She is amazing what she does. So go and get more information from her as well. And if those listening want to be on the show, go to the idahobusinesspodcast.com, and we'd love to have you sign up and talk to you on the show.
Yep.
So Mary, again, thank you. And to everyone else, we'll see you next episode.
This is the end of part 1 of a 2-part episode. Tune in next time to hear part 2.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.